This is the new MG3, a no-compromise compact hatchback that you need to be paying attention to. Here's why. This is the MG3 1.5 CVT Luxury, and it's a car that I didn't expect to like as much as I do. It's here and it's stirring up one of South Africa's most hotly contested segments. And MG didn't cheap out on the styling either. It is modern, it is clean, and frankly, rather premium. I quite like this shark nose leading edge here. It's got LED headlights and LED daytime running lights. Down the side, you get a set of 16-inch alloy wheels with an unmistakable Italian inspiration. Move around to the back, and it's just as attractive. You get the sneaky suspicion that there was a Mercedes-Benz poster up in this designer's office. I'm seeing a little bit of Mercedes-Benz A-Class in the rear here, and that's not a bad thing. It's elegant, but it's still youthful and energetic. You know, one of those child prodigies that's brilliant at a musical instrument and plays it better than you ever will? Irritatingly so? Step inside and you're greeted with a rather attractive cabin with a great use of materials and textures, for the most part. You see, this is still on the budget side of the offerings, so the door cards are mostly hard plastic with only a few soft touch panels. But the switchgear all feels rather solid and robust. Very, very nice. It's fairly roomy inside and you get a generous amount of storage. In the back, you're going to get a 293-litre boot, which expands to nearly 1,000 litres when you fold the rear seat down. The infotainment system is housed in a 10.25-inch touchscreen unit, and the operating system is simple but effective. It's got Android Auto and Apple CarPlay, but of the wired variety. You do, however, get a 360-degree camera. The driver gets a 7-inch display ahead of the steering wheel here, but that's where things start to go awry, because it does seem as if it's a little bit skew. It's not severely so, but it's enough to sort of tickle your OCD tendencies. And as good as this infotainment system is, when you're in Android Auto or Apple CarPlay, it locks you out of the ventilation controls. So even pushing the physical buttons, they're not going to do it. You have to exit first. And while we're on that topic, it may get air conditioning with vents at the rear, but you don't get climate control, which is a bit of a strange omission given the overall feature list in this MG3. It's that, and the ergonomics are a little off. So the luxury trim does get a tilting steering wheel, but it doesn't telescope. That's reserved for the hybrid model. And that made finding a good seating position rather challenging for me. Head out on the road and nearly all is forgiven. See, under the bonnet rests a 1.5-litre petrol engine. It is naturally aspirated, so that means there's no turbocharger. It makes 81 kilowatts and 142 newton meters of torque. And it sends power to the front wheels through a CVT gearbox. Now, before you get your hackles up, I know us motoring journalists are supposed to lambast CVT gearboxes because they feel like rubber bands, and when you accelerate hard, it sounds like the engine is a blender that is trying to puree a toolbox. But this is a lovely gearbox. It genuinely is. It'll have its moments where it'll hold the gear for what feels like an eternity, but there are pre-programmed steps, and that makes it feel more like a conventional automatic, even if they don't change when you expect them to. Plus, this engine sounds pretty good when you wring its neck, so you don't mind it too much. What you do get is a fantastic throttle response and a super smooth drive. And as long as you're not pretending you're Max Verstappen, this will be a fantastic companion. I think that this combination is actually better than the majority of the dual clutch gearboxes that you get on the market today. And I don't mind going on record saying that. This engine and gearbox combination isn't going to set the world on fire. It's not going to win any races, but I think as a daily commuter, it's got enough pep and enough enthusiasm to make it an absolutely wonderful drive. MG claims that you can get 6 liters per 100 kilometers on the combined cycle, and I've had it down as low as 5.2. In and around town, it'll hover around that 7 mark, but that 6 means that you can get up to 750 kilometers from a full tank. Safety is where the MG3 truly impresses though. Aside from the usual array of multiple airbags, ABS, EBD and a stability program, it's also got a Level 2 Advanced Driver Assistance System, ADAS. In a compact hatch, you usually need to spend twice as much money to get those features in a vehicle. This gives you adaptive cruise control, and it's got lane departure warning with lane keep assist. There's even traffic sign recognition and speed monitoring. It's wonderful, and these systems work exceptionally well. They're not overly intrusive like so many of the other Chinese offerings. You can just leave them on, and you probably will leave them on because every time you start the car, it resets your settings. It wants you to be safe. That much has to be said. And the best bit? All of this will only set you back 344,900 Rand, including a warranty and a service plan. And that places it right on the money with the Suzuki Baleno and the Toyota Starlet. Hyundai i20 comes in as well. But what we're more interested in is how this sits just at the top of the Polo Vivo range and right at the bottom of a Volkswagen Polo range, which makes this exceptionally competitive. It also makes it exceptionally appealing. You see, the MG3 is a little bit like a yellow Bic pen. There are more expensive pens out there, granted, but they're also cheaper out there. But one thing that you are guaranteed is that this one will write brilliantly each and every time, sometimes even better than those pens that cost 4 or 5 times as much. And you're always left amazed at how something so inexpensive can do what it does so well. I want to thank you very much for joining me in this video review of the MG3 1.5 CVT Luxury. I hope you've enjoyed it, and I'm keen to hear your thoughts, so leave them in the comments below. If you haven't done so yet, please do subscribe to our channel because we bring you great videos on the latest vehicles every week.